How much money were you making in like the most in a month?
300,000.
That's crazy. You speak
Fighting.
Japanese?
Yeah.
Wait, let me hear.
こんにちは。私の名前は奈良です。
Come on. 'Cause
And
I'm
okay,
21
do
years
you
old.
think-
So how are you?
I'm 26.
26.
Yeah.
Homie forgot that this is an interview. He thinks it's a date. What's up, Card Kings? It's your boy, Scott Leonard. We are going to be taking a look at a video about one of our least favorite OnlyFans 304s. You guys know what it is. Nala Fitness. Let's start watching this and let's call her out for the bullshit.
Like, I can't even explain it. I want to cry. Like, it's crazy. Like, what God can do.
Today's guest is so Holy Spirit led.
You serious?
Homie said she's Holy Spirit led. Oh my God. I used to be Christian, so I kind of get the fucking brainwashing here. Short story. You know, when I was a Christian, there used to be this youth pastor, right? His name was Danny. In the city we lived in, there was a bookstore. And the bookstore in the back, it had fucking adult material, right? So I'm just in the bookstore looking at normal books. And all of a sudden, on a fucking church night, I see Danny, our youth pastor, coming out of the fucking adult section. We were like, yo, what the fuck, bro? You out there watching porn? And he was joking around about it. He even fucking said that he had slept with his cousin and all this fucking crazy shit. That same fucking night, mind you. This motherfucker was in the church putting hands on people, praying and shit. Everybody fucking patted him on the back. That opened my eyes. There is no fucking God telling them what to fucking do or any of that shit. It's just fucking people. People yapping. If there was really a God involved in all of this, they would have been able to fucking call him out on his bullshit. All the people who said they have discernment of spirit, none of them can discern his spirit.
Nala Ray, former OnlyFans model. Is that what you...
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
He has the nerve to call her a model. You're not a model. Being an OnlyFans prostitute. This chick, he's an OnlyFans model. She was literally a porn star. Like, there's videos of her getting her back blown out. It's prostitution. You're getting paid for sex. Even though in their eyes, what she was doing was a sin, they still are putting her on a pedestal. I said months ago that this chick was going to try and switch it up. She's going to try to use the oldest trick in the book in an effort to evade fucking responsibility for the consequences of her actions and find a husband. Trick somebody into marrying her. I think it's very unfair.
I'm like, girl, you better hold on. So I'm just excited.
And you can even see how this guy, the guy who's talking right now, glorifies the works of quote unquote sin. And mind you, I'm not a Christian anymore, but just using their own lingo, where he asked her how much money she was making. Like, it's something to be fucking proud of.
I followed her like a few days ago.
What do you mean by that?
And then you followed me yesterday
Yeah.
and then DM'd me. So she reached out to me and I was like, ain't no way that she reached out to me. Come on, God. Because I wanted her.
This fucking guy is a gooner. He's like, oh yeah, I followed her a few days ago and she reached out to me. Shut the fuck up, dude. I have no idea if there's an afterlife, if there's a God, any of that stuff. My point is that I don't have the answers. What I do know for a fact is if you're a whore and you made millions of dollars being a whore, the chances of you converting and changing and leaving your whore ways are very, very slim. I have a lot of doubt. I think that she's just trying to use this as a shield. She realized that if she continued down that path, she would not find a husband. And the easiest way for a whore to get married and find a simple guy who's going to believe all her nonsense is to convert to a religion. Nobody wants to marry a whore.
Let's just crack back into where we started because
so good.
we've already...
So good.
And you know what I find annoying about her? Sorry, I'm stopping the video so much. I saw her on the Whatever podcast after she converted, and she has an air of arrogance. Like she's better than the fucking people on there.
Where does everything start? Like, let's go... However you would best describe your testimony.
And this guy who's talking is sus. Look at his body language. Most men who talk with their hands, that's a red flag to me.
Where he
Am I crazy or am I crazy?
Going back to the very beginning, like I was in church like my entire life. Like I was a pastor's kid, you know, doing all
What
the
denomination?
roles. We were Baptist first and then went into non-denominational. So we went through like 3 church splits.
The other thing I want to point out, if you want to go completely fundamentalist on this, when you're a Christian, you're supposed to separate yourself from the world. You know, you're supposed to separate yourself from the world, not indulge in worldly things. How can you call yourself a Christian, a follower of Christ, separate from the world, and you're on TikTok looking at all the degeneracy there, you're on Instagram looking at all the degeneracy there, you're doing all this crazy stuff, and then you come back and you say that you're part of this religion? Like, at that point, you might as well just be a person like me who's just secular and not believing in anything. because you're kind of like spitting on your own belief system.
But like as a pastor's kid, you have so many roles in the church.
Yeah.
Like you are the face of the church.
Yeah.
You are teaching Sunday school. You are in
I
every
feel like it's a
class.
grift. They're like doing all the stuff that their religion says you're not supposed to do, and they still think that they're gonna be like going to heaven and shit. I just think that's amusing.
As a younger teenager, I felt like no love, like no real love. Like my parents were just very focused on church. Like my dad was just so focused on other people instead of his family. Like his family was like second tier to the church.
The guys put on a face for the public, and behind scenes, like in his house, it was probably chaos. He was probably doing all kinds of crazy shit.
I just wanted love so bad. I would get it from anyone or anywhere that I could find it. So I was like sneaking out of my house to meet with boys, like very, very young.
The fact that she would even have
so-
this type of mental debility.
And there was just so much trauma that I wanted to run from it. Like that's all I felt like doing was running from it. And then the opportunity came when I was like 21 to join OnlyFans. I had no idea what OnlyFans was. I had tiny little
She acts like somebody, the representative of OnlyFans knocked on her door and said, "Hey, you want to be part of OnlyFans? I got a great opportunity for you."
and I was just a fitness chick. Like that's all I was. I promoted fitness and that's all I wanted to do. But then this guy came to me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, like you should join OnlyFans. Like you're pretty, you would do really good on it." I was like, "Okay, sure." Like, but I never signed
This
up
sounds like
for
such
him.
a
I was
fucking
like, I
cop
thought
up
it
and
was a
shift of
scam. And I was like,
responsibility.
I'm just gonna set up my own account, like not through you. So I did. In my first month, I literally cashed out $85,000.
It sucks playing the shit, and I'm addicted, so I can't quit.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm quitting my job." Like I,
You know, it's not her fault.
So far away.
It's definitely not her fault. She was forced into OnlyFans. She shouldn't be held to responsible at all. And it's us. We're the problem for judging her, you know? That makes perfect sense. Because they
And
forced
it's
her
just
to be a
really
whore
for
online.
me. Like I need to be independent.
Why do you
now.
think that was that you wanted to be away from everybody?
Trauma. Like absolute trauma. Like I
She's
never
the
really
victim,
felt
guys.
love in
Remember
my
that.
family, and,
Keep
like,
that in
for my
mind.
I ran to California to find some freedom, like telling myself this the entire time. Like I need freedom. I'm independent. Like I don't want anybody. Like I'm just gonna go be.
Go B. She missed a word there. Go B at 304.
The requests increased with that money.
Mm.
So like people were like, "Oh, hey, like I'll pay you this much to do this," you know? And I was like, "Okay, like that's fine."
Mhm.
But all the while literally paying with it for my soul,
Mm.
like completely.
I want to touch on the California before we go into where the
I want to touch on this nigga's outfit. What the fuck is this guy wearing, man? I didn't know. Guys, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't notice this shit. This nigga has the fucking moccasins on. Weird ass moccasins. The socks. The fucking pants that are so short that you see his fucking ankles. With the long sleeve black shirt. This nigga's tripping. I ain't gonna lie.
I traveled all over the place. I was with a Twitch team for a really long time, like streaming on Twitch with a big gambling company.
We're all bad, toxic people for judging her. Because, you know, when you convert, everything is forgiven. And the consequences of your actions are left in the past, you know? We should just accept her and give her all of the opportunities we'd give to a new virgin girl. No judgment.
I went everywhere with them. So big
It's
opportunity
our fault that
for
she
sure. But again,
joined
all the while
OnlyFans
still doing
and decided to sell her
OnlyFans.
body.
None of it- I went to big like Twitch cons and stuff, and I got recognized really big there.
You know, part of the reason why I don't accept her fucking conversion is because it's not like she's doing it quietly. It's not like she quit her OnlyFans, she deleted it, she married this guy, and she went off the internet. No. The fact that she's still on all the fucking podcasts, she's still on the whatever podcast, she's still on Fresh and Fit, she's still doing the rotation, she's still craving attention, it tells me that this is just a fucking grift. It's just another way to make money off of simps.
You know, the red hair was so like drastic.
the blonde
And-
looks good, by the
Oh,
way.
thank you.
You're welcome.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This guy's glazing. The blonde looks good, but I don't understand. This guy, he's giving me sus vibes, but he's also fucking giving me simp vibes because he's like hitting on her. He said he followed her first. He was excited that she fucking messaged him back. Like, dude, get a grip, bro.
he married me even though I had red hair. And so like that was really cool.
She should say he married me even though I was a red flag. Forget the fucking red hair.
I'm giving my life to Christ. There needs to be refreshing all over my life. One, I really would love to stop getting recognized.
Oh, now she doesn't want to get recognized.
A lot of things changed in my life after that, but do you want to hit on
Simps
that
have inherited the earth.
Yeah.
100%, unfortunately,
So
dude. Women are the actual ones in charge. Men enforce what women want. Since the beginning of time, there's always been a class of men that are the simps. Unfortunately, we've gotten to the point where there's more simps than manly men. That's why we're seeing this giant fucking U-turn in society. Everything is bland. Everything is weak. These corporations want that. They want us to be blind consumers who will fucking just be generic fucking templates that they can throw anything on top of, and we will fucking obey and just fucking buy and consume. That's what they want. They don't want masculine men that can fight back.
When you ain't got money,
You want money?
and when you want to be seen, you want to be seen. And I just want to talk about, like, where were you at emotionally? Were you happy? Like, be honest. If you were living it up, like, then you were living it up. But like, what did that feel like? Like, what made you realize like that you needed something else?
This guy is weak. The truth is that pornography, the capitalization of the lust of men, is the best controlling factor that the government can use to keep men suppressed. Where men don't have access to women and they don't have access to pornography, they're fucking hostile. There's revolts, there's armed conflicts, there's chaos. Pornography is a way of being able to control us, keep us docile and fucking submissive. American government doesn't suppress pornography. They push it.
Feel like in that moment.
Well, I'm not going to say that I wasn't happy. It depends on what kind of happiness, because the Lord gives joy. The world gives temporary happiness and pleasure.
One thing I learned as a Christian is that Christianity, and not just Christianity, all religions, all cults like to fucking grab words and give the words different definitions. This is a control mechanism so that when you leave the religion or you attempt to leave the religion, when a normal person who's not part of the in-group talks to you, you cannot comprehend anything that they're saying to you because all of the definitions of the words are different. The words are the same, but the definitions are different. She just did it here when she was talking about joy and happiness.
Because things can give you happiness. Like if you see those memes online that they're like, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a GT3 RS.
All belief systems that want to manipulate you will grab all of the words that they think can be used to make you leave the religion, and they will change the definitions of those words so that when you go talk to some other person who's not in the religion who tries to take you out of it and they say, oh, are you really happy? You won't understand what they're fucking saying because your definition of happy doesn't match their definition of happy. Everything that they're saying to you makes no sense to you because they've changed all of the words. TTD, that's another thing before you joined that I was saying. Religion is like a political system. It depends on the culture as well. The culture influences the way the religion is interpreted. In poorer countries, they tend to be more fundamentalist. When the culture is richer and the people have more freedoms, they tend to deviate from the religion a lot. So, for example, in the United States, Christianity, it's completely fucking detached from the books that they supposedly follow. Like, everybody is adultering, everybody's fornicating, there's rampant homosexuality, there's fucking all this crazy stuff going on that if you actually read the books are completely against. And it's because they've completely deviated from the religion. They've converted the religion into just a happy-go-lucky, oh, everything is forgiven. They only take in the parts they like is what I'm trying to say. What's the point of claiming to be something and still not adhering to it? People grab the religions and they try and twist it in a way to fit their own belief system and their own narratives and their own culture. That happens mostly in richer countries. In poorer countries, people adhere to the religion much more fundamentally. People always say, Muslims really do follow their books strictly, Christians don't. But in reality, it's not that Muslims follow their book closer. It's that the Muslim religion is more abundant in a lot of countries that are poorer, so they're going to follow it stricter. But there's plenty of Muslims in America that also don't follow their fucking religion. It's because of the social economic situation of the people, not the fucking belief system itself. I'd much rather be a fucking atheist, an agnostic, whatever, die and go to hell if it exists, than be a person who lives in a delusion and still dies and still goes to fucking hell because we're in the land of temptation. When you start really researching into all of this stuff, your eyes just start to open because you realize that almost everything that you believe is based off of other things. 80% of people are just followers. They don't take the time to research where things came from. They just follow blindly. They never take the time to do the research themselves. That's what separates the people that are fucking leaders from the people that are followers. The problem is that most people are followers. The main defining characteristic that humans have that is our ability to communicate with the written word. Being able to write and being able to comprehend what another person wrote 1,000 years ago and build off of that is the only thing that separates us from the animals. If humans never had any type of writing system, but we were still able to talk, just not write, we wouldn't have any of the technology we have right now. Am I crazy?
The dopamine is there, like while you're swiping your card. But then like after you're sitting with it, that bag's not going to hug you. Like that dress is not going to make you feel warm inside. But the things spiritually, the things of God do not rest.
Okay, I still can't get over this nigga's fit. Am I crazy? Is this fit crazy? Is that a fucking crazy fit? What the fuck is this guy wearing? He has moccasins on.
It could be like, oh, I need financial stability.
Yeah.
Let me sell my body. Like
This, what she's giving right now, is a cope. The truth is that most human beings are lazy and female human beings are extremely lazy. The reason they're going to OnlyFans is because of fucking extremely easy money and because they crave attention. Those are the only two factors. Fuck all that shit about trauma and all that stuff. That's just a cope.
How long ago was the California lifestyle for you where you were peaking in the OnlyFans and all that kind of stuff?
9 months ago.
9 months ago is
Yeah.
actually crazy.
Crazy.
If that is not like such a depiction of Christ, like it is no doubt that Jesus is real whenever you have like a visible physical
Cap. What he's saying right now is completely funny because when I was a Christian, I saw this so many times that there'd be like a drug dealer or a prostitute or any other fucking deranged person would join the church, and for the first like year they would go crazy preaching, saying a bunch of stuff. They were like the fucking holiest of holy, and they always went back to fucking where they came from. If anything, having a quick conversion like that and standing on the rooftop screaming that you're part of this religion to everyone that passes by is the biggest red flag that you could ever fucking make.
I remember seeing a podcast where you had the red hair. What's Good podcast
Yeah, the Whatever podcast.
Whatever podcast. And when did you film that? Because that
2
went
years
viral.
ago?
2 years
2
ago.
years ago. It was the first time I had been on the Whatever podcast, but at that time I had this mindset. I was like, I need to go viral to make more money. How are people gonna know who I am or what my OnlyFans is if they don't know, like they haven't seen me, you know? So when I get on these platforms, I'm like, I'm going to rule this podcast. I'm going to rule whatever I'm doing. Like I will take it over. So I went in there with this mindset of like control. And I was like, I'm going to get more money from this. Like, and that's the whole purpose. Like you
Think about what she just said. She said that she was going to be in control and make a big fucking scene to go viral. That's essentially what she's saying. That she'd be the center of attention. She's going to be the fucking most outspoken person. Isn't that the same thing she's doing now as in her conversion to Christianity? She's going to be the loudest fucking Christian on the internet.
So everything I've said on podcasts is complete clickbait. I did it to go viral to then make money. And so many people believed it. And it worked. Very true. The internet is not real. So like everything I've said, like, oh my God, I love cheating. So for me, I made up this complete character that everyone believed in.
Stop it. Get some help.
And everyone was like, I was very controversial to people, and I was very, like, some people really, really liked me. But at the end of the day, social media is just fake news. And I said whatever I needed to because I understand the male brain, and I needed to make money.
The immediate question here, after she said all of that stuff, should have been, so why should we believe you now?
But isn't the counter to this position that if you spent that much time lying about that, why should we assume you're not spending time lying about this?
Because
Thank you, Andrew. Why? Because she wants the views. Why? Because she wants the attention. Why? Because the attention generates money. It generates income. It's a grift.
make money.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I want to get my bag, like as girls say now.
Right.
But like that was it. And I like completely lied. I know men's minds. Like I understand what they want.
Being a Christian is being apart from the world, not participating in worldly things. The fact that these people say that they're Christians and they convert, but they're still on all of the fucking podcasts, talking to all these people, still craving the attention, still making money off of the backs of the degeneracy that they've cultivated. It tells me that they're fake. The Bible also says that you'll know them by their fruits. And this person's fruits are fucking, fucked.
One, I knew it was going to blow up. Like, because it was so, like.
That guy's cranking one out after she leaves, man.
Say that online. And I knew if I said
Ain't no
that,
fucking
like,
way.
I did my research. Like, I understand, like, what's viral. I was living in social media. Like, I see everything. So I was like, No one said this before. So I need to make any move possible to become viral. And I knew it was going to become viral because, again, who says stuff like that on a podcast or anywhere for that matter?
Yes.
So
this guy who's talking is a undercover gooner. He said, what's the name of the podcast? Oh, yeah, the whatever podcast. But now he says that he watched the episode. So which is it, buddy?
Self into so many hobbies like speaking Japanese,
You speak
fighting.
Japanese?
Yeah.
Wait, let me hear.
Konnichiwa, watashi no numae wa Nara desu. Daijoubu desu ka?
That's crazy.
Are you this guy is fucking cooming like a motherfucker. Somebody get this nigga a new pair of pants and underwear. I think he just fucking came. You saw this fucking face? He's gooning right now in the fucking interview. He's like,
I'm still
Wait,
learning.
that's so cool.
this fucking guy.
That's
Oh, wow, that's so cool. I'm your biggest fan.
crazy.
Yeah, so I threw myself into all these hobbies thinking like it'll
This
fill my
fucking guy.
So many people turned me away. Even like secular people turned me away. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like one of
Because
those.
you're a degenerate. You know what this is called? This is called the whore's dilemma. The whore's dilemma, it's been the same dilemma since ancient times until now. Being a whore will allow you to acquire wealth. Back in the olden days, you were a fucking whore. You could eventually fucking work your way up into having like a burlesque house or something. You had influence, you had money, but nobody fucking really liked you because we all know what you are. You're a fucking social pariah. The problem with being a prostitute is that you will never get respect. And that's what they fucking crave. After they get money, they get all the material things they fucking want, and they realize that that shit is not fucking worth it. And that's when they start fucking trying to act like they're fucking intellectuals, or they become religious, or they fucking try and open companies with the money because they're trying to acquire respect. But the problem is you have a fucking stamp on you. You have a fucking seal on you, and that stamp will always fucking reemerge, and you will never be able to get the status that you're trying to get. That's the one thing that we need to tell the fucking young girls in this world, is that once you go down that path, that stamp will always be on you. You are fucking roasted. You're cooked. You're done. You'll never be able to find a high quality man unless you join a religion like she's doing and you get a fucking simpleton. And the fact that we have a society that's much larger now, where you can travel much further from your point of origin, kind of also helps these girls out. Because remember, back in the olden days, you kind of just lived in your own town. So if you were like the town prostitute, you were cooked.
I became so defensive. Why are you judging me? Like, why do you have to say this to me? Like, I'm doing what I'm doing because I like, this is what I love.
Saying I love to get dicked down by a bunch of fucking randoms for money and clout is crazy. I didn't expect I'd have so much to fucking say on this video, guys, if I'm keeping it real. But this shit, it kind of like just irritates me, you know?
I just started talking to God. And I was like, God, like,
I hate when people say that. This is such an arrogant thing to say. You, an animal, a creature on a tiny fucking insignificant planet has the power to fucking summon the creator of the entire fucking universe. It just sounds ridiculous. I'm just a dumb monkey on this fucking rock.
Now,
My girlfriend's in the background screaming a bunch of profanities.
Can't do
Hey, what are you showing me?
that happen or
The mama milkers?
The outside of the glass, but the inside is still
Still dirty.
disgusting and dirty. The Lord
It's
taught me
disgusting and dirty.
talks about
This fucking guy.
his
Babe, does this look like a masculine man to you?
that burden, and it's just so beautiful. Like, it's just like hitting me so much of like where you're saying
This
like,
is
the
body
God
language?
looks at the heart's like so convicting to me.
Seem
Because
masculine to you?
Oftentimes we want to fall into like the ways of legalism.
He looks like a
well,
twink.
I'm not.
That's a
just
crazy
about
fit,
how-
right?
Shame, because I've lived my whole life in shame.
Got him! Got him!
Same.
Everything
I don't know.
that I did, and this is the thing. Shame
is like
can
a
change
Steven.
the outward appearance, but it can't change the inward.
It
It's
is,
like how
though.
Jesus says to the Pharisees.
It is.
You clean.
I want to see what happens when Nala Fitness runs out of money. Is she going to go back to the OnlyFans grift? The problem is she's never going to run out of money because there's always going to be simps that are going to pay for her shit no matter what. At this point, she can make a YouTube channel and she still fucking make millions.
So I travel often. I speak to youth. Gen Z's like my heart.
Love that.
Because I'm 21 years old, so I still. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26.
Yeah.
Homie forgot that this is an interview. He thinks it's a date.
No. Come on.
And okay, do you think
This is cringe.
this is something?
This chick is a fraud. That's the takeaway here. Change her religious beliefs so she can grift a little bit more. It kind of extends her fucking lifespan on the internet. I think we've seen enough of this for now. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you that she will go back to being OnlyFans the moment that she feels like she's starting to fall off. Unless her new husband's an extreme gooner, I don't see the relationship panning out for them. That's just my take. Maybe I'm being a hater. You guys got to let me know that in the comments if you agree or not. The only thing I can say is that she's damn smart, but she's also a fucking degenerate demon. A lot of these OnlyFans hoes, a lot of these hoes want to use the religion as a get out of jail free card. And I believe that she's doing the same thing. And it's up to you guys. If you guys want to believe her, go ahead and believe her. It's not my problem. I really don't care. I just think that it sets a bad precedent for other young people